Sophie Cunningham's revenge fell for Caitlin Clark leads to 3 ejections as broadcasters blame WNBA referees. Forget Paige Bueckers, forget Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark is up against her biggest rival, the internet echoed before the Fever laced up for their rematch with the Connecticut Sun. In case you don't remember, Jacy Sheldon is the one Clark went toe-to-toe with countless times in the Big Ten, back when Sheldon wore Ohio State red and every meeting with Iowa felt like a battle. That history didn't fade. Even last year, the tension was visible when Clark sent her crashing to the floor. And as they say, old rivalries die hard. It was at display again. But this time, it wasn't subtle. This one got ugly. After a while, it was clear that this whole thing wasn't even about that previous Sun win. It was personal. You could feel it building all night at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. Clark and a few Connecticut players had some back-and-forths earlier in the game, and well, it exploded. In the third quarter, things first flared up when Clark and Sheldon's encounter turned all chaotic. But you know, just when we thought that was the most heated moment of the game? We were wrong. Fast forward to the final 46.1 seconds. The Fever were up 87-70. Pretty much game over, right? But then Sheldon went in for a layup and bam, Sophie Cunningham full-on grabbed her and chucked her to the floor. No play on the ball. Just vibes and rage. Immediately, Fever guard Lindsay Allen stepped in, probably trying to prevent a total meltdown, but Sheldon jumped right back up and went straight for Cunningham. The benches started shifting, the crowd was roaring, and it was just chaos. After what felt like an eternity, the refs finally sorted it out. Cunningham with flagrant 2 and tossed. Sheldon and Allen both got techs and also ejected. That's 3 players gone in under a minute. The broadcasters had had it by then. But who did they think is at fault? No, not the players. But the refs instead. Blaming this all on the officials tonight, one said. If they had taken care of business earlier, we wouldn't be in this situation. They repeated it multiple times. I'm exhausted with this game and the officiating, one of them said. Well, some fans might agree with their whole heart. Why, you may ask? Let's talk about the previous incident to understand it better. So during third, Clark was driving into the paint and ran into old college rival Jacy Sheldon. Sheldon played her tough, so tough, she ended up poking Clark right in the eye. A foul was called, but just a regular one. Clark was not having it. She was fuming, and they started jawing at each other before it escalated into some shoving. And just when you thought that would be the peak, Marina Mabrey came charging in like it was WWE and shoved Clark to the ground. Fans watching were already screaming, "She's outta here." But the refs took their sweet time reviewing it, and after all that, Mabrey wasn't ejected. Instead.